Alright, there's no song this week. We've been sitting here in silence for the past 10 minutes while I was thinking of a song. Yeah, we're just going to start the show. So, hello, hi, welcome.
Hey.
The name of the show is Politics.
Although
I call it Politrix. And the title of... Well, I have a few potential titles of this episode, right?
Okay.
So, it's about the movie Extraction 2.
Yes.
My first option. Twostraction.
Okay.
X2-raction.
That's so much worse. Okay.
Extractution. Or just Extraction 2. Right. My vote is twostraction, but
I like twostraction more.
Alright. So I'm labeling this twostraction, alright? Alright, anyway, my name's Presh. Sorry, I should have said that. My name is Presh.
And I am Ty.
Alright, so can we just get into the cleanup from last week?
Yeah.
Well, not really cleanup. Just seeing as how the cleanup section has just become my place to air out grievances. I'm going to bring up a tweet I saw this week, right? It said something like, Avatar 2 came out 6 months ago and no one can name more than 2 characters and remember any quotes from the first movie or this. Right?
Okay.
So let me be brief here.
Okay.
2 characters. Paya Khan, Colonel Miles Quaritch.
Yes.
Alright?
Okay.
Second of all, you want some quotes. Okay, from the first movie. You are not in Kansas anymore. You are on Pandora. Ladies and gentlemen, respect that fact. Every second of every day. If there's a hell, you might want to go over there for some R&R after touring Pandora. Iconic quote. I think about this every day. Right? That was from the first movie. From the second movie. Remember, kid, Marine can be defeated. Or you can kill us. But we'll just regroup in hell. Semper Fi. Again, another one I just use in my daily life. But yeah, so just some bonus quotes that I also just use in daily life, right?
Alright.
I know you're all asking yourselves the same question. Why so blue? Well, I just said the why so blue when I see somebody that's upset. I don't, preface the whole thing. And the other one I say is, let's get it done. Which is the most, multi-purpose kind of use that you would expect to use in daily life. But I do get a lot of usage out of the others. More than you would expect. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Anyway, so let's just move on to actual cleanup, right? So last week I forgot what AGOA stands for.
AGOA.
It stands for African Growth and Opportunities Act.
Ah, okay.
All right? That didn't affect my thoughts on what we were talking about. Just I thought I'd clarify the name.
Okay.
That's
cool.
all.
Yeah.
Right? I said Ronald Reagan was the 70th president of the US. He was actually the 40th.
Are we even in the 70s right now?
No, Trump is 45.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the thing is, I know his thing ended in 5.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I just assumed it was 75, and then
Okay.
I worked backwards to 70. But he's 45, and it's Ronald Reagan was the 40th.
Right, okay.
All right. Anyway, the other thing is, I said it was 500 lions versus the sun.
Okay.
The actual question was 1 trillion lions versus the sun. This changes nothing for me.
This changes everything for me.
I still say it's the sun.
I mean, 1 trillion lions have at least 1 trillion liters of pee, right? So if they all pee on the sun at the same time, then surely
How would they survive in space?
they get spacesuits with
Pee holes.
yeah, lion spacesuits with pee.
See, this is the thing. You can't get too close to the sun
That is true.
without sunscreen. So as long as they wear sunscreen, but yeah, you know what? I'm not going to debate the physics with you. Fuck off. The sun would win. I'm team sun over here, right? So anyway, the next thing is I said I thought Jessica Chastain won the Oscar for Best Actress in Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
Turns out she was only nominated.
Oh.
So,
Well.
unfortunate for her.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Anyway,
Anyway.
the news of the week.
Yes.
So, I forgot to mention this last week. I had it related to another story, and I cut that story, thereby unintentionally cutting the story.
All right. Okay.
Right? So last week, the National Assembly passed the National Health Insurance Bill, the NHI.
Yes.
You heard of this?
Yes, I have.
Right? We've spoken about the need for universal healthcare before.
We have. Yes.
Right? And why it just makes sense policy-wise.
Yes.
Right? And I've just seen a lot of opinion pieces, mainly about how awful this is. Right?
Yeah.
Every piece starts off with, well, I'm in agreement in principle of universal healthcare, but ... Then the article states a number of points, most of which exposes the fact that they're actually against the principle of universal health coverage. And then they end with, the ANC are massively corrupt and they would implement it poorly.
Yeah.
So let me start my opinion off by saying, I'm in agreement in principle of universal health coverage. And then, spoiler alert, I'm going to end it by saying, but the ANC are massively corrupt and they would implement it poorly, right?
Yeah.
So it may look like I'm saying the same thing as these other people.
Yeah.
But I actually am in favor of universal healthcare.
Okay.
Right? So I thought I'd use this section to just chat in general about, what I've been seeing pop up.
Yeah.
So currently with private healthcare, you pay a premium each month to a medical aid and you get certain benefits depending on what scheme you're on.
Yes.
These benefits are usually access to private healthcare facilities, which are very good and have short waiting times, as opposed to if you're without medical aid, you go to a government care facility, which is usually poorly maintained. They have limited resources and long waiting times.
Yes.
The NHI gives access to the private hospitals to people without medical aid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. This is paid for by our taxes plus an additional tax for people earning over a certain rate.
Yes.
The ANC has not made clear what this rate is at time of writing.
Yeah.
But that's the plan they've put forward.
Yes.
And other parties have laid concerns that, they're not giving specifics. They're just saying this will be done by raising taxes of a certain amount. They haven't given us the direct breakdown.
Yeah.
Right? Then, essentially what's happening is the entire country is in one medical aid. Right?
Yeah.
And instead of paying a premium, it is simply deducted out of your taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
People have doubts about whether or not we as a country can afford this.
Okay.
So the first point I'd like to bring up is that there won't be middleman costs as the medical aid company is cut out.
Yes.
Right? We spoke about this in previous weeks, right?
Yeah.
I saw this piece by a lady named Nisa Mudli on the Daily Maverick. And my dad would be upset that I'm doing what can be described as bringing down an Indian person. Right?
But you do that to me every week.
Yeah. But as I'm going to say with this lady, I don't care. And neither do I care about bringing you down. Right? Listen, people who talk bullshit should be called out.
Okay.
Right? And I should also make clear that in this particular case, this lady isn't pro NHI. Earlier I said most articles start off with
They'll say
I'm in agreement. So this lady never said she's in agreement at all. So I should just
okay.
I'm mentioning her for another reason.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
That's why I'm.
Okay.
I just want to preface that. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is from her piece.
Okay.
The Health Minister Joe Fowler says that those who say the NHI is unaffordable base their own opinions on highly inflated costs among some of the private providers who are under pressure to keep delivering super profits.
Okay.
So this is her speaking now. One has to assume the minister refers to claimed super profits of listed private hospitals and not medical schemes, because surely the Minister of Health understands that medical schemes offer members pooled benefits and are non-profit operations.
Huh?
Right? So a little peek behind the curtain. But we had to delay this recording by 1 day because I was sick yesterday.
Yes.
And the reason I became sick was because I read that comment. I just started vomiting. I was like, what the fuck? Am I even in reality? Right? But, so just on its face, it's total bullshit.
Yeah.
Medical aid companies are obviously for profit.
Yes.
How would they be able to maintain operations if they weren't making a profit?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But I did some research.
Okay.
Michael Setas, director of Kalo Zealous, highlights that the medical scheme, quote, the scheme, and the medical scheme administrator, the administrator, are two separate legal entities. with distinct functions and responsibilities.
Okay.
Damien McHugh, head of health marketing for the retail and corporate sector at Momentum Health, further explains that in some cases, the scheme and administrator have very similar names. For example, Momentum Health is administered by Momentum, and Discovery Health is administered by Discovery.
Okay.
One of the differences between these two bodies is that the scheme is a not-for-profit organization, while the administrator can run at a profit. So this is when I realized that this lady is not monumentally stupid.
Okay.
She's doing like a word ninjutsu, right? To deliberately mislead someone into thinking that medical aid as a whole is non-profit.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
She's using very specific language that if you're unfamiliar with this and you Google, is medical aid schemes non-profit?
Then it'll show up.
It'll show
yeah.
that it is not for profit.
Yes.
But
it won't show the profits.
She's
that
making
the
it seem as if though she's talking about medical aid,
Right.
not just the scheme.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So I just wanted to really highlight the intellectual dishonesty from
Yeah.
the people writing these pieces.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned this lady's piece. Remember?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So between 80 and 90% of your medical aid premium goes to the scheme.
Okay.
So different schemes have different rates.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? The remaining 10 to 20% goes to administrative fees.
Okay.
So it's in the administrator's interest to raise the premium as much as possible to get more money. Right?
Yeah, makes sense.
I've read that each scheme is run by a group of trustees and is their duty to make sure that the administrator doesn't charge exorbitant fees.
Okay.
Right? So they... what's the word? It's like checks and balances.
Right, yeah.
The scheme works on behalf of you, and the administrator works on behalf of the insurance company.
Yeah, right.
And well, I was saying like they have similar names.
Yes.
Discovery Health is administered by Discovery.
Yeah.
So I've read that they have independent regulators.
Okay.
That make sure that there's a separation of concerns, that the Discovery administrator is not, in collusion with the scheme to raise
right, okay,
prices,
okay.
Right.
So they're like almost entirely independent from each other.
That's what we are supposed to believe.
Okay.
But obviously we have no...
no inside info.
Yes, so I can't say if this is true or not.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this is what they're telling us.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But like I said, it's in their the administrator's interest, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure that they're plotting new strategies every day to try and raise premiums.
Yeah, probably.
Right? Who knows if the trustees are up, for the task of combating this.
Yeah.
I'm
True.
not saying they're not. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
what assurances do we have that they aren't colluding?
Yeah, makes sense.
What if they've gotten around this regulation, or the people that are supposed to be regulating them?
Yeah.
Or perhaps what if they've paid off the people that are regulating them? There's lots of ways that this can be gamed.
True.
So
yeah.
them telling me that they're independent doesn't alleviate my worries about that.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, so the NHI removes the need for this administration entirely.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Right.
just let's say that there are genuine administration costs,
Yes.
right? And they've been taking 10%.
Yes. Right. Okay.
We can figure out what amount of that is profit made by the company and just get rid of that. So say
Yes.
it actually costs 5% to do the administration.
Yes.
Let's keep it at 6% to, make
To have
sure
some leeway.
so we have some leeway.
Yeah.
And we reduce it by 4%.
Yeah.
That's an easy way
Yeah.
to do this.
And it comes directly out of your taxes instead of having to pay someone.
Yes. So let's be clear here, jobs will be lost because of this, right?
True. Yeah.
Specifically the people that were doing the administrating in the various medical companies,
Yes.
right? But the fact of the matter is that these people are leeches. Right?
Okay, yeah.
They are making their money from something that should be a human right to have. right?
Yes.
If a leech is sucking your blood, you don't give consideration to how it's going to survive without your blood.
Well, I'm sure some people do.
You just get rid of it, right?
Yeah.
But that's just an analogy I'm making.
Okay, right.
These are
yes.
human people.
Yes.
So like we do care, like what happens to them, but
Yes.
they shouldn't have jobs in this
Yes.
place here.
They
right?
could probably find jobs somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying. These are admin jobs. Every company has admin duties.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
over time they will find new jobs.
Yeah.
We're not eliminating the entire field, just the jobs in this one exploitive industry.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
So again, there'll be a transition period
Yes.
that will be tough. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that won't happen.
Yeah.
But any like large scale change, it takes time.
Yeah.
There's like
it'll.
there's what's the word, challenges to
Yeah.
everything, right?
There'll be a something period.
So
a period of.
So let's just go back to a quote here, right?
Okay. Right.
She said, "One has to assume the minister refers to claimed super profits of listed private hospitals." So
Okay.
now, so we talked about the medical schemes. Now back to the listed private hospitals.
Right. Okay.
Right. In that lady's piece, she just put out a bunch of waffle. None of it.
Okay. Nice.
None of it is like worthy of adding to the conversation here.
Okay.
Because genuinely, it's a bunch of nonsense.
Okay.
But yeah, and by doing the like what I said, word ninjutsu with the medical scheme, this person is completely untrustworthy.
Yes.
Right? At this
Yeah.
point, there's no reason to take any of her other points seriously because
Yeah.
you've already shown how
Untrustworthy.
you are, right?
Yeah. Right.
So anyway, private healthcare. Basically, the prices for private healthcare are negotiated with the various medical aids at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Right. So I don't know how that process happens, right?
Yeah.
But I assume like the head of the drug companies, and like I'm sure there's like some body
Yeah.
that represents all the private doctors and all the private care that goes to meet
Yeah.
the medical aid people, and they hash out like,
Yeah.
okay, will you pay for this, whatever, and they fix it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And this is usually an exorbitant price.
Yes.
For example, in 2016, private healthcare costs went up 5% higher than inflation.
Higher than inflation.
Yes. So inflation
Jeez.
is you're keeping up with the rate that things are going.
Yeah.
They want another 5% on top of that.
Jeez.
Right?
Right.
With only the government to deal with, prices will go down as private healthcare loses negotiation power in these price-setting meetings. Right?
That's okay.
They only
yeah.
have to deal with the government.
Yeah.
They don't have anyone else to go to, so they have to, go at the government's set price.
Yeah.
They won't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah.
Right? And certain people have said that this will make healthcare workers in the private sector immigrate to other countries, as they won't accept only a small increase. Right?
Okay.
They want an exorbitant increase. They want it to be like 4 or 5% every year.
Yeah.
If it were like, well, you're only going up by inflation.
Yeah.
Or you're only going up by inflation and 1%.
Yeah.
They would never accept that, right?
Okay.
So,
yeah.
my honest answer to this is let them, right?
Get them out of here.
No, not chase them out of here.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is that these people are replaceable.
Yeah.
It will be extremely difficult and will take a long time. But we can't be held hostage by a handful of people who want an exorbitant increase every year.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
We could fast track training new doctors. We could invest more in not fast track. What's the word?
It's probably not a good idea to fast track.
That's not what I meant. I meant like bigger doctors programs for younger people to get into. So there's a bigger pool.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I guess.
One. The second thing is leverage like foreign nationals that have like a background in medical treatment, right?
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, the thing is we can't be held hostage by these people. We have to implement good policy.
Yeah.
Right? Because if we left things the same in terms of healthcare and these people still leave due to other reasons, we'll be left with no good policy and no good doctors, right?
Yeah.
So it's better to implement good policy and deal with the reaction than to leave things as they are and hope people will act accordingly.
Yeah.
Right? Because what these people are saying is leave it as it is.
Yeah.
And just hope that people won't immigrate.
Yeah.
That's not a concrete deal. We have no guarantees that's how people will behave.
Yeah.
Right? So, again, just... right? So those are the two ways the public healthcare actually cost cuts for you.
Yeah, okay.
Cost, not cost cuts.
Cost cuts. Well, same difference.
The two ways the public healthcare actually cuts costs for you.
Yeah.
The second thing is other revenue can be raised to help fund this.
Yeah.
Right? I should clarify that this is me saying this, not the ANC.
Okay.
Their plan only relies on taxes.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
The first thing is, like we've mentioned before, legalizing marijuana would add billions in tax revenue.
True, yeah.
Right? Obviously, we need a portion of that money to regulate the marijuana industry.
Okay.
You know, to make sure that, like, I don't know, whatever regulations is needed.
Yeah.
Right? So I was thinking like 20% of that money goes to regulating the marijuana industry and 80% goes to NHI.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
But even if it were flipped and 80% was used on the marijuana industry and 20% was sent to the NHI, that's still a significant,
Yeah.
you know...
I mean, it's something.
Yes,
That would
a
help it out,
significant
yeah.
increase to, you know, because all these people are saying, even with the taxes raised,
Yeah.
we still won't be able to afford this. So I'm saying,
Yeah.
look, here we have other
There are other ways of
to get revenue,
setting it up.
right? That's the point I'm making. Here,
Right, okay, yeah.
The final thing is that we could request an interest-free loan from one of our allies.
Okay.
So, for example, China, to set up the NHI in the beginning, and we slowly pay this off over 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
So I wouldn't count on this last thing, though. Right?
Okay.
That's why I mentioned last.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying it can't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
Our allies are presumably interested in us thriving as a country and will try to help us, right?
Yeah.
So the final thing to say is this. But the ANC are massively corrupt and they would implement it poorly. So yes, that doesn't negate or everything I've said.
Yeah.
It's just like every other opinion piece. We can't trust the ANC.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
That's the end of the story, right?
Yeah.
If I were, you know, trying to find a positive,
Yeah.
it's like trying to get blood from a stone, you know. But if I could somehow squeeze out a positive,
Yes.
potentially maybe if this goes through,
Yeah.
and the ANC like implement this, perhaps a non-corrupt left-wing party
Yes.
would come in and the framework for the NHI would be in place for them to
build
revamp,
on.
revamp, build on, you know, make it better.
Yeah.
So that could possibly be a benefit.
Yeah, it could.
But on the other hand, the ANC could fuck things up.
That is true. They
you know,
could.
majorly in
Yeah.
the time they have. So it's the thing is, it's a difficult thing. We can't, because remember, healthcare, people could die.
Yeah.
It's very
It's a very sensitive
situation,
issue.
right?
Yeah.
So while I'm totally in agreement with NHI and the universal healthcare, the ANC doing it is what I'm against.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Any thoughts?
It's kind of got to be a very delicate balancing act between trying to kind of phase out medical aids and raising the taxes enough that you can still fund it through the loss of revenue from the medical aids, but you're not raising them too much.
Wait, what do you mean loss of revenue from the medical aids?
Like not loss of revenue, but like being able to cover the costs of what the medical aids would be paying for.
But again, the private healthcare costs are going down because they're only negotiating with the government. So they won't be paying at the same prices that the medical schemes were.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. The prices would go down. So it's much Then that's what the minister was saying before this lady. One of the the most evil comments I've ever read. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we move on?
Yeah, sure.
So we spoke about the submarine situation last week.
Yes.
Right, it's come out that the submarine actually imploded and the passengers died instantly and painlessly.
Yes.
Obviously, the loss of life is horrible, but it's better that it happened this way rather than, running out of oxygen and slowly suffocating to death.
Yeah.
Which is what we thought was happening last week.
Yeah.
Right? It's come out that Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate, said that he didn't hire, quote, 50-year-old white guys with military experience to captain his vessels because they weren't inspirational, end quote.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, yeah.
The right wing has used this quote to say that the actual reason the submarine blew up is due to wokeness. Right?
Yes.
Because if he wasn't woke, he would have hired 50-year-old white men and they would have stopped him from doing this.
Yes.
That's the... Do you know... Okay, I don't want to give him free promo, but there's a right-wing guy, his name is The Quartering. Have you heard of him?
Can't say I have.
He's just a huge dipshit. I saw a screenshot of him, of a YouTube video he made.
Yeah.
The secret wokeness that made the submarine blow up. It made me burst out into laughter, bro. So, the first thing I'd like to point out is that the point he was trying to make is that he hired younger people in relation to other companies.
Yes.
In that industry who hired more experienced people, right?
Yeah, right.
I would wager that the reason he was doing this was so he could cut down costs, as younger people will work for a smaller salary than an experienced worker.
Yeah.
Right? You'll see why I'm saying this just now.
Okay.
Right? The second thing is, an old, undated video is circulating online showing OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush admitting he, quote, broke some rules, end quote, to create the submarine. Quote, I'd like to be remembered as an innovator. I think it was General MacArthur that said, you're remembered for the rules you break. I have broken some rules to make this. I think I've broken them with logic and good engineering behind me. The carbon fiber and titanium, there's a rule that you don't do that. Well, I did. Stockton said in the footage being shared online. The real problem, I'd say, with this guy is that he was trying to cut corners to bring down the costs and not wokeness.
Yeah.
Right? But why would someone try to bring down the expenses?
So that they're not paying as much?
I would put forward that it's because if there's less expenses, then there will be more profit.
Makes sense to me.
I'm trying to remember here, but isn't there some sort of economic system that incentivizes seeking profit?
No, not that I can think of.
A profit motive, if you will.
Oh, that's a good name for it.
Can you think of such a system?
No.
Yeah. The right wing would respond that, well, this guy didn't follow the rules.
Okay.
You're only supposed you're supposed to only seek profit within the rules.
Yes.
Right? Which is a fair reply.
Yeah.
But I'd like to point out that the right-wing position is that we don't need any regulations, right?
Okay.
They say we should just let private companies operate how they want and the market will self-regulate. Right?
Okay.
So, for example, their point would be, well, nobody's gonna invest and go in a trip with OceanGate now because
they've seen what happened. Yeah.
Right? And OceanGate will go out of business and that's the market self-regulating.
Yes.
But people died.
Yeah.
Right? So it's the self-regulating that they talk about is like the eventual fall of the company. It doesn't prevent,
the deaths that lead to the going out of business.
Them operating how they want, that's as a result from that.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, it's not a great way of self-regulating a market.
But anyway, this is what it means to have a free market, right?
Yeah.
These people want it both ways. They want to say, well, we need a free market because government regulations stifle innovation, etc., right?
Yeah.
And then when said regulations are proven to be what would stop things like this, right? They'll say, oh, well, you should have just followed the regulations, right?
Yeah.
So again, like I said, the reply that you're only supposed to seek profits within the regulations is true. It's correct.
Yes.
If a left-wing person said that, I'd be like, all right, fine.
Yes.
But these are people who are supposed to believe in no regulation.
Yes.
Right. That's why I'm trying to show the hypocrisy of these idiots, right?
Yeah.
They want a free market, but when the consequences of that free market happen, they're like, well, we need regulation. Someone with a slight amount of sense will say we need regulations. Some of them would probably say, oh, well, you know.
Who cares?
Yeah,
that's fine.
Some people died. How's that affecting me? Right?
Yeah.
I've also been seeing some conspiracy theories about submarine from the dumbest people on earth. For example, they're saying that these guys faked their death so they could avoid paying taxes, etc. Right? It all stems from this idea that these people are wealthy.
Yes.
And you have to be smart to make money.
Yeah.
So
funny joke.
So these people are smart. And they wouldn't do something as dumb as build a fucked up submarine on the part of Stockton Rush, right?
Yeah.
And getting into a fucked up submarine on the part of the passengers.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Both these things are very stupid.
Yes.
You wouldn't expect, in these people's minds, they wouldn't expect a rich person to do something so stupid, right?
True.
But the truth is the wealthy are just as stupid as us, right? They just feel comfortable exploiting people, and that's why they're wealthy, right?
Yeah.
Again, it's just their worldview doesn't allow for the idea that somebody got rich and they're not smart.
Yeah.
That they're a huge fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, fun fact about that story. Well, yeah, somewhat fun fact about that story.
Yeah.
Stockton Rush joined an infamous list. Can you guess what that list was?
No.
It's a list of inventors killed by their own inventions. Do you know who else was on that list?
No.
Thomas Andrews Jr., who designed the Titanic.
Alright.
It's kind of a... You know how they say history repeats itself?
First as a tragedy and then as a farce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
a Marx quote.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm learning.
Alright. So yeah.
Okay.
You mentioned this last week and I saw it this week in the news because you weren't sure if it was correct or not. But he fired somebody for telling him this wouldn't work.
Yes.
There was an employee that was bringing up like their problems with it.
Yeah.
And they were like trying to alert people to the fact that this submarine wouldn't work.
Not, yeah.
And Stockton Rush fired them.
Yeah.
So again, you know, that's just him.
Yeah.
But in conclusion, wokeness killed the submarine.
Oh no.
The right wing is right. Wokeness made the submarine explode.
That's gonna get clipped and posted everywhere.
Well, again, we don't have listeners, so I'm the only listener. It's me, like, you know, doing the cleanup for next week. I'll have to take an out of context clip of myself and try get myself into trouble. Alright. So anything else to say about the submarine?
Not that I can think of.
Alright. Well, I have another thing to say about the submarine, but it's from a different angle, right?
Alright, okay.
ABC News had Big Jim Cameron on, who explained why this guy Stockton was a huge dumbass. And a number of people... So, yeah, that's the thing. He went on ABC News. It was like an 8-minute interview.
Yeah.
Where, they were asking him about this, right?
Yeah.
And he was just flaming this guy. He's like, yeah, well, I built my own submarine. And then, I got to much lower places than this guy. And then he's like, yeah, I've been on the Titanic longer than the captain of the Titanic. Big Jim just flexing on these motherfuckers, right? Right. And a number of people finding out that, you know, he's not just a director. He's actually a deep sea diving expert who designed his own submarine to visit the Titanic, right? And they're all joining the Big Jim fan club.
Yeah.
I welcome these people. Right? It's nice over here. My only complaint is that he didn't end the interview by saying, and that's just the way of water. You should have.
It was secretly an Avatar press.
I really hope Avatar 3, there's a submarine that goes down in it. And James Cameron comes, into camera and says, I told you. I'll try to stop that. All right. Any thoughts? Any other thoughts on that?
No.
All right. So the next story, Musk versus Zuck, right? After Elon Musk recently tweeted that he would be, quote, up for a cage fight, end quote, with Zuckerberg, the Meta CEO shot back by posting a screenshot of Musk's tweet with the caption, quote, send me location, end quote. Right. I'm glad we had a Big Jim story before this, because him and Elon Musk are polar opposites.
Yeah.
Everything Big Jim says, he will do.
Yeah.
Right? Elon Musk is just a huge liar.
Yeah.
The first thing is, I don't believe that this fight will happen.
Yeah, it's unlikely.
Musk will weasel his way out of this some way or another, right?
Yeah.
He'll come up with some bullshit excuse and his fans will just gobble it up like little piggies with the slop,
Yeah.
But let's imagine this fight does take place, right?
All right.
I'm not going in with the leftist brain and saying, well, they're both billionaires, so I want both of them to get hurt. No. I want my boy Zuck to knock this motherfucker out, bro. I've started using Facebook this week since I saw this news story, right? Glory to Meta. I'm with you all the way, Zuck. But again, that's only if this fight happens. So, yeah, there's no danger of me becoming a Mark Zuckerberg fan. But yeah,
I've just seen a bunch of people posting the Zuck like training jiu-jitsu and stuff from ages ago, and then next to it it's like, that shirtless pic of Elon Musk, where he looks really weird, and they're like,
well, that's kind of rude.
Well,
you just body shaming him.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. But anyway,
the point stands.
I know about the picture you're referring to, yes.
Yeah. And they're like, there's no way Elon wins. Although, there are some betting sites that have given better odds to Elon Musk. And I don't know how that works, but they have.
Yeah. The betting site's going to go out of business.
Yeah.
Because I'll take that, actually. Right. Again, Zuckerberg is a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
Musk, he can't win a Twitter debate. He's the least equipped person on earth to do this, right? And I think Andrew Tate said he'd teach Elon Musk how to fight. There's no way. Once again, there's no way this fight is happening. But if it was, there's no way that's happening.
Yeah.
Musk is going to weasel his way out of it. 100% that's what's going to happen. But anyway, anything else to say?
No, that's about it. So,
next story. According to a report from Vulture, artists that worked on Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse are now speaking up about the working conditions during the production of the successful animated feature film.
Yeah.
Hundreds of artists employed to put together the $150 million sequel to 2018 Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse shared their, quote, arduous, end quote, and, quote, relentless,
close enough,
end quote, experiences on the project. The report shared that over 100 artists left in the middle of production and that producer-writer Phil Lord was named as one of the key reasons for the poor working conditions.
Yeah.
Over 100 people left the project because they couldn't take it anymore, but a lot stayed on just so that they could make sure their work survived until the end. Because if it gets changed, it's no longer yours, said one artist under a pseudonym. I know people who were on the project for over a year who left, and now they have little to show for it because everything was changed. They went through the hell of the production and then got none of their work coming out on the other side. Originally set to release in April 2022, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was reportedly delayed because of the pandemic. But a group of animators revealed that they were held up for months in 2021 as Lord was changing the movie.
Wow.
Once the project was set, animators were reportedly forced to work over 11 hours a day, 7 days a week for a year.
Jeez.
The animators were also said to have constantly revised work as Lord held final approval over every shot in the film, despite the work of directors Joaquim Dos Santos, Justin K. Thompson, and Kemp Powers. The report went on to touch on the third installation in the Spider-Verse series, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, noting that the film most likely will not make the release date set of March 2024, as only pre-production work has been done so far. So yeah, extremely disappointing to hear.
Yeah.
I was praising Phil Lord and Chris Miller in our Spider-Verse episode.
Yeah.
I'm considering boycotting Spider-Verse 3 for this.
Honestly, same.
Because it's really gross.
Yeah.
So what I've been reading is that this guy will write a scene.
Yeah.
They animate it. He says, I don't like the scene. And he'll write another scene and they have to redo all the animation, which...
it's so much time.
From all I've read and what I've heard about this is that you want... bless you. You want the story to be like 100% done and locked in before you start animating, because like you're just wasting resources and like people's labor to do something that's just going to be cut.
Exactly.
Right. And Lord and Miller have worked on Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Yeah.
What's the Lego Movie?
Yeah.
And I think the sequels for both of them, they were producers.
Yeah.
So the thing is, and the first Spider-Verse.
Yes.
So they've been working in animated movies for quite a while, or not in animated movies. They've done animated movies for quite a while now. Yeah. So they should know, like, like this is just
respect your artists.
That's it's gross, like mismanagement.
Yeah.
There's so many words I'm trying to think of that describe this, but so I want to see if they change the release date. If Spider-Verse 3 is delayed, I will take it as a confession that this report was correct.
Yeah.
But if that because you know what that person said, that they've only, because it's a very like quick turnaround.
Yeah.
We watched it a few weeks ago and that it's June.
Yeah.
So next year in March, they're saying
that 9 months is not a long time.
Yes. So I was under the impression that they were kind of doing this back to back.
Yeah.
They finished the first one, that went out, and they were still working on the second one.
Yeah.
It turns out they finished the second one and they've only just started with the third one.
Yeah.
So, right.
Yeah.
But again, this person could be lying. This. I don't think so. But like I said, if it's delayed, we'll know this report is correct.
Yeah.
If it's not delayed, I won't throw out this report, but I'll be a little bit suspicious.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think even if it is delayed, it needs to be delayed by a lot, because how long?
Well, but look, that's not my concern, right?
Okay.
Like I said, if it's delayed, this is a confession that this is true. In which case, I'm definitely boycotting.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So if it gets delayed, that's no longer my concern.
Okay.
That's what I'm. I know you were trying to say that, like, trying to figure out the time frame for it and whatever.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not concerned with it because at that point, I'm just boycotting.
Fair
There's
enough.
nothing to talk about.
Okay. Yeah.
Speaking of which, the next news story is The Flash.
Which we are boycotting.
Yes. So I haven't seen The Flash as we are boycotting, but I want to talk about the situation around the movie, right?
Okay.
First of all, it's massively flopping.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
It made like, I think 70 million total.
Oh, total. Okay.
So far.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's been out for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
So I'm not ruling out the possibility that it may, make more money, but I think it cost like over 200 million.
Yeah.
And obviously with marketing costs, 400 million.
Yeah.
Right? So the production budget of 400 million, it's only made 70.
Yeah, that's...
Which a huge loss, right? So yeah, rightly so. Like me, I assume that there are people out there, well, and you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Did you watch The Flash? I don't monitor your every... I don't have what's the word? Like a tracker on your car to see where you are. But yeah.
I actually didn't know it had come out. Genuinely, no.
Yeah, we would have covered it last week if we had watched it. But
okay. Yeah.
anyway, so I assume that there are people out there who will not support a movie starring a dangerous criminal. This is a good thing, right? The second, well, we have no control over whether Ezra Miller will pay for their crimes.
Yes.
Or face any consequences at all.
Yes.
But we can make the company funding them lose money.
Yes.
Which
would then hopefully lead to consequences in the future.
Yeah.
For them specifically.
Yes. But it's a very indirect
Yes.
thing. You know, it's difficult as the public to get some justice.
Yeah.
Right.
It is, yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, the second thing is they apparently did a CGI recreation of George Reeves. Do you know who that is?
No.
So he portrayed Superman in the 1950s TV show.
Oh, okay.
Right. So due to this, he was typecast as Superman and he couldn't get other jobs, which made him depressed and then potentially made him commit suicide.
Damn.
Right. I say potentially because there's theories that he was actually assassinated.
Oh.
And it was only made to look like a suicide.
Okay.
But let's assume that the given story is true.
Okay.
It's gross to recreate him in this character that drove him to suicide.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
Secondly, he has no remaining relatives.
Yeah.
So who gave permission for this to be done? Right. It's very gross.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we're boycotting this film.
Yeah.
There's just like a bad aura around it.
Yeah.
You know?
There's not much going right with it.
And the thing is, they had a Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
Which they shelved.
Okay. Yeah.
For like, there's like some tax break you get.
Okay.
If you don't release the movie,
Oh.
I don't understand how that works.
Yeah.
But they saved money by not releasing that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, to this day I don't really understand it, right?
Yeah.
But they scrapped that movie and they kept this Flash movie.
Oh.
Right?
Ugh.
To me, that's you've chosen to associate with this person.
Yes.
Ezra Miller in this case, because at that point in time, I think the world was aware of the charges laid at Ezra Miller.
Yeah. Right.
So the fact that Warner Brothers just pushed on with this project,
yeah,
and they had the capacity to just shelve it in the same way they shelved Batgirl.
Yeah.
They didn't, and they proceeded with this. Is just again gross.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
I would have much preferred if Batgirl came out and this was shelved.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
You know, I'm not the head of Warner. They can do whatever they want. I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm just against it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Same.
A final news story this week. Yevgeny Prigozhin had threatened to march on Moscow to force out Russia's defense minister. A move that provoked fury from President Vladimir Putin, who promised to punish those who had betrayed Russia. Barely 36 hours into this confrontation, though, Prigozhin agreed to a deal that would see him move to Belarus.
Yes.
The Kremlin said he would not be prosecuted as a result, and neither would his loyal troops. Those who wished to could sign contracts to join the regular Russian armed forces. It remains unclear whether Prigozhin will remain in charge of any mercenaries, and if so, where they will be based. The Wagner Group is a private army of mercenaries that has been fighting alongside the regular Russian army in Ukraine. It's estimated that tens of thousands of Wagner troops took part. The group describes itself as a private military company, but the Russian government had recently been taking steps which was seen as an attempt to rein it in. So I have no commentary on this.
Okay.
Right? I honestly don't understand what happened here.
Okay.
Like, you know what I read?
Yeah.
I understand that those how the events took place, but I mean, I don't understand the reasoning behind why these people did each thing.
Yeah, right.
Right? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
War is not my area of expertise.
Same.
Right?
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll read an article or something this week that explains it in simple terms and I can, follow up on this in the future.
Yeah, okay.
But really, I don't know this Prigozhin guy. I don't know his wants and desires, his dreams.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to be on Broadway and sing. But I've just seen what people have said on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I haven't had the time to go fact check all that and, really do a deep dive here. But
yeah.
That's it. New.
All right. I mean, I don't know much about this.
Okay.
Like I read the news about the war, but I don't know what any of it means.
All right.
I'm just here to know about politics, I guess.
Although I call it politics, but... All right. Can we move on?
Yeah, let's go for it.
The context of this movie.
Yes, context.
So, I don't have too much by way of context, as I didn't watch Original Recipe Extraction.
Oh, no. Okay.
Did you?
No.
Oh, very interesting. All right. Usually, like, with Murder Mystery and...
Yeah.
Last week with Transformers.
Yes.
You've already seen all this.
Yes.
Right? So I was just hoping you'd have seen the first one. But yeah, I just remember at the time a podcast I was listening to forgot the main character's name.
Yeah.
And started calling him Jake Straction. Right.
Okay.
Since then, I just call Chris Hemsworth Jake Straction. Right. Every time I see him in a movie. But as I was watching this, I found out his name is Tyler. Which, nothing against the name Tyler, but I just prefer Jake Straction. Right? But yeah, his surname is Rake.
Yes.
Which is, I understand they confused Rake with Jake and
yeah.
the word extraction. Yeah. Anyway, so this movie is written by one of the Russo brothers and produced by both of them.
Yeah.
Do you know who the Russo brothers are?
Yes.
Who are they?
The Avengers director guys.
Yeah. They are essentially the directors of Marvel's biggest movies.
Okay.
So they did Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah.
Right? Post Endgame, they moved over to streaming.
Huh. Okay.
So they've been saying in interviews that the theatrical experience is dead. The future of movies is in streaming.
Okay.
They've been, waving this flag for the past,
a while.
Yeah. Well,
since Endgame.
This is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really pay that close attention to, Hollywood news.
Yeah.
I hear the big stories, but, I'm not watching this fucking interview with these idiots.
Yeah.
Right? I just, I don't know, saw a headline that they said, theater is dead.
Yeah.
The future is streaming, whatever.
Okay.
I didn't bother to, follow up on this, but I'll just speak about something now, right?
Okay.
It's a sentiment I've started seeing online. People have kids and other inconveniences and can't go out to the movies. So why not put it on streaming services immediately or charge a once-off cost to stream it?
Well, makes sense.
Like what they were doing in the pandemic, day and date release.
Yeah.
So you have Disney Plus, you pay, an amount every month, whatever your currency amount is, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say the amount for South Africa, but I'm like, What
about our international listeners?
Yeah. So just whatever amount you pay,
yeah,
you just have the streaming service. But you pay an additional fee if you want to watch a new movie.
Yeah, right.
Right. And after 3 months, that new movie just gets put on the streaming service proper. So you don't have to pay that extra to watch it immediately.
Yeah.
That's what I assume. A lot of people have been saying that, this is the way forward. And you'd assume that I'd be on their side because of the past few weeks.
Yeah.
You've
had some rough experiences.
That guy
in
wanted to
theaters.
beat me up for eating popcorn. There's nobody in my house that'll beat me out for, eating popcorn.
Yeah.
Except maybe you.
Why would I?
I don't know. You just, I don't know. You felt a deep kinship when I said that story about that guy. You were like, wow, that could be me. I could harass people about popcorn too. But anyway, but I vehemently disagree. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Going to the theater is a big part of the experience.
Yeah.
Watching movies at home is cool, but seeing it on a big screen and with surround sound elevates the experience.
I agree, yeah.
So back to the Russos. They wrote and produced the first Extraction starring Jake Extraction from the Thor movies on Netflix.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They then directed Cherry starring Not My Spider-Man on Apple TV. You know who I'm referring to?
Yes. I don't know. Can I say his name?
Yeah.
Tom Holland.
Well, I don't know if that's his name, but I just know that's not my Spider-Man. He's not my Spider-Man, bro. I don't like him.
I didn't know if his name was banned on the pod.
No, you can say it. I just, it's like the N-word. Black people can say it, but others can't. You can say his name. I can't, and I won't, frankly. Yeah. Then they made The Grey Man for Netflix, starring Captain America.
Okay.
Which was supposed to be the start of Netflix's shared universe, but well, are you seeing a pattern here?
Avengers.
Yeah,
I guess kind of Avengers.
They have one move, and this is to just get one of their Avengers mates and make them a star of a streaming movie. Right? That's their one move. That's all they've done. That's all they've done for the past 6 years. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So, like I said, I never watched the original Recipe Extraction.
Yeah.
But I did watch these other two movies.
Okay.
And they are steaming piles of horseshit. Right? I was going to say styming. Styming peels of. But anyway, so I didn't have like high hopes going into this movie.
Okay.
But spoiler alert, I like it a lot.
Okay.
Kind of had a blast with this.
That we can agree on.
So anyway. Yeah. Once again, I haven't gone through the movie scene by scene, so I'd like to throw it over to you to, lead the discussion.
So, I mean, we start with what I assume is like the ending of the first Extraction, but I'm not actually sure because I never watched it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I read the Wikipedia and it did say that after barely surviving his previous mission,
where he gets thrown off a bridge. It starts like that. He goes into a coma and he's just in hospital for a while, pretty much, and then he's kind of forced into retirement when he wakes up.
Why is he forced?
Because
I thought he chose to.
As far as I understood in the film, he just they went and dropped him off in that the snowy cabin, and they were like, enjoy retirement, and he didn't look too pleased about that.
Oh,
but maybe
okay.
So he's kind of forced into retirement, I guess.
All right.
And then he spends his days I don't know, chilling, watching German TV and doing retired things, I guess.
Hanging out with chickens.
Yeah.
But there's something I wanted to say here, right?
Okay.
First and foremost, Jake Strachan's haircut is outstanding. Right?
Okay.
I have a very similar trim to him, but my hair is way shorter. So we both have fades, but on the top, my hair is shorter, his hair is longer.
Yeah. Right.
So he can do I don't know what this is called.
It's like a swirl, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a swirl at the bottom, at the front of his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so what I'm saying is my hair is too short. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But, this is the thing. Longer, I'd like to experiment, but longer hair irritates me. So.
Yeah. As someone who had longer hair for a very long time, don't do that.
Yes, I've never liked it, bro.
It's such a mission.
As soon as it starts touching my ear, I get frustrated. I don't know what to say, bro. It's just, I don't like it at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know how long the events of this movie takes place over.
Okay.
But his fade stays fresh throughout the movie, right? So, in the crew, there's obviously Jake Strachan.
Okay.
The brother.
Yeah.
And the sister.
Yes.
My theory is that there's a secret fourth member who's always just off screen. This fourth member's only duty is to do touch up on Jake Strachan's hair.
They don't do anything else.
Be clear, they're also fully trained in the same way. In the same way the three of them also are, but this person's only duty is just, oh shit, it's a little bit long there, let me just... But yeah, carry on.
So then one day, so he chills with the chickens, and I'm pretty sure he has other pets as well. I just don't remember what they are.
I think he has a dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. There's a dog, yeah.
I watched this last night. and I'm struggling. I'm struggling to remember, yeah, carry on.
Yeah, and then one day, Idris Elba shows up at his house, and he's like, I've got a mission for you. And Mr. Jake Strachan is like...
I didn't call him that.
Hmm?
You didn't call him Jake Strachan.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling the listeners,
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
You're doing a funny little joke.
Yes.
I'm serious over here, and you're just, You're tearing down the serious analysis. Your funny jokes. You're calling this Tyler Rake Jakestraction. You know how disrespectful that is. If I were Tyler Rake, I'd file a lawsuit against the slander you've put on his name. But anyway, you carry on.
Okay, so Tyler Rake, he says that he's retired and he doesn't want to take the job. However, Idris Elba has a little...
A trump card.
Yeah, a trump card.
It's the same thing from Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Family.
Family, yeah.
Yes. And by the way, Idris Elba was in Hobbs and Shaw.
Yes.
So he's a part of the Fast
Yes.
universe. Yeah.
So his trump card is that Tyler Rake will be doing this job on behalf of his ex-wife, because he's apparently the only one that can get it done.
Well, he's not the only one. Just later in the movie, she said, I don't know who else to call. So he's the only one that she knows.
Oh,
not that
okay.
He's the only one who can do it.
Right, fair. Okay.
Right, yeah.
So then there's this fantastic training montage that I really enjoyed.
I thought that was so quick.
It was. It was ridiculously quick, but it was so cool.
Well, so again, this is the thing. We don't know how long he was out of action for.
Yeah.
So it could have been months. But
yeah.
If it was like a few weeks, it's like, you've been in training before, the past before this. So, like, it wouldn't take long to get back into...
true.
Like top shape.
Yeah.
But if this was a few months, I'd be a bit more...
Yeah. He doesn't take that long to get back into shape.
Yeah. That being said, he's huge. So,
yeah.
Even though the movie doesn't visually show us him doing the training, we see his body.
Yeah.
So it's
he's a big boy.
So a lot of training probably took place off camera.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably.
But anyway.
At a fairly similar time, we also see I guess he's the main bad guy.
Yeah, the brother.
Yeah. I don't remember.
The uncle.
Well, okay, first it's yeah, okay, so he's not... No, he is the main bad guy.
He goes to pay off a bribe.
Yes,
he
basically.
Says, he tells, like, the governor...
Yes.
Who he's bribing that, can you get my brother out of prison? And he says, no, the Americans...
Yeah, he killed a DEA agent or something.
Yeah. Well, they didn't say he killed him. He said he threw him off a bridge.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
So
that makes sense.
Thing. Neither of us has seen Original Recipe Extraction, right?
Yes.
So potentially that guy is the one who threw Jakestraction off the bridge.
Yes.
So
that's
that's why I'm like, it'd be nice if one of us knew this. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if Jakestraction is a DEA agent, or they don't mention who they work for.
Yeah.
They just, extract.
Well, in my mind, they're kind of like mercenaries. So they just work for...
They like have a lot of resources.
Yeah.
They're clearly backed by some...
I guess.
They're not independent, at least. They have planes, they have doctors on call, they have... they're very well resourced.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to get at. So I think they're working for some agency.
Okay.
Or I have no idea.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to tell because I
guess he's working for Idris Elba.
Well, now, yes.
Do you think Idris Elba is the one funding? Well, not him personally,
but
the agency he works for.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It could
Again, this could easily be solved if we watch the first movie.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, so potentially Jakestraction was the DEA agent thrown off the bridge.
Yes.
Right?
Most likely.
Yeah. And that's why that guy's in prison.
Yeah.
He might have been like a secondary villain in the first movie. And then,
yeah.
But anyway, carry on.
Also, I really like the idea of the prized bull being sick. Like the metaphor that the bad guy uses when he's talking to the governor about the bull.
What did he say?
He's like, our prized bull is sick, or something like that, right? And then they go for a little walk, and the governor leaves his bodyguards behind. and then they kill the governor because he is the prized bull that is sick.
In what sense?
Not like physically sick, but like mentally, because he's not going along with what they want him to do. So he's like, in their
Yes.
minds, he's sick.
Yeah, I understand that, but how is he the prize bull?
Because he's the one that gets them the, I don't know, I guess, the like spots in Parliament and whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I can't agree or disagree with you because I don't remember this. So- No, I remember the scene where
Yeah.
he goes and speaks to that. I don't remember the words. I just remember
Yeah.
him just asking, like, hey, can you get my brother out?
Yeah.
That guy waffles a bit and then he shoots him.
He stabs him.
He stabs him.
Yeah, with a massive pitchfork.
Oh, yes,
Just
yes.
straight through the
Yeah.
neck.
And then in the background you see his, a bunch of people dying.
Yeah.
So, okay, yes, I mean being shot.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah, carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I remember.
Yeah. So anyway, they the kind of the thing that Rake is doing is rescuing his ex-sister-in-law, I guess, because so it's his ex-wife's sister, right? But he's rescuing her from a Georgian prison
Yeah,
where she lives with her.
husband and kids.
Yeah.
Well, the husband is in prison.
Yes.
Like, they introduced us that idea in that scene.
Yeah.
But now we're finding out that he brought in
Yeah.
wife and kids as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just well, technically they're not in prison, but they live there.
In the prison.
Yeah. Just, they say that it's safer there because they've got all the guards and whatever paid off.
Yeah. But again, if the guards are paid off, why not just let him out?
I don't know.
Like, they could get a body double.
Yeah.
And just...
They could Tabo best it. Like,
Well, yes.
yeah.
I know about the story, I just don't know the specifics.
So they,
Well, yeah, this is a South African story for international listeners.
Yes.
This country is a movie, right?
Yeah.
And this is one of our many tales. Yes, carry on.
So, basically, long story short, this guy basically faked his own death. They got a body double. They put that in the morgue. And it wasn't even, like, closely resembling him. Like, the body double was, like... it was... I think it was, like, 10 centimeters taller or something. And I don't know how they did it exactly, but there were corrupt officials involved. And this guy escaped. And then earlier this year, they caught him on, like, I think CCTV footage, just walking around a shop, just regularly shopping. And they were like, wait, isn't this guy dead? So they could have done a very similar thing.
Yes. Anyway, carry on.
Where were we? All right. Yeah.
Well,
so,
we were saying, why didn't... If they had the guards under bribe,
yes.
why not let him out and have a body double take his place? And he can live with freedom. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of, like, very small plot inconsistencies throughout the movie.
True. Yeah.
But again, very small. It's not like it didn't break the immersion for me.
Yeah.
It just made me think, like,
Yeah.
why didn't this happen? Or whatever. Yeah, carry on.
I guess so. I am not a fan of that first... it is the first scene where he goes to visit his family and she's like, don't wake up the kids and whatever. And then how do I describe it? He basically, like, abuses her. There's very heavy domestic violence involved.
Yeah.
And I was not a fan of that.
Well, I'm not a fan of domestic abuse either, but in terms of the story, we need to realize that she's in danger. That's why she needs to be extracted.
Yes, I get that.
That's the... Like, there are other ways to show this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying this is the most visceral way to actually see it happen.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this was right or not. I'm just saying I would see how a filmmaker would make that decision
Yeah.
to, bring out the most visceral response in the audience.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I just...
You don't like it.
Yeah, I really just don't like it. That's
fine.
that's it, pretty much. So then they've got like the whole, prison escape thing.
Yeah, the one shot.
Yeah, that is such a lovely scene where the camera follows him the whole way and he's just kicking ass.
This is the thing. So as I was watching it, I'm like, this is going on for a bit long.
Okay.
One shots are much more effective when they're used in small chunks, right?
Okay.
Doing a 21-minute thing, I felt it was overdone. But
Okay.
by around like minute 10,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so this is the extraction they're doing in one shot. This is probably their gimmick.
Yeah.
I would wager some money that in the first one there's a similar one shot of the titular extraction.
Yeah.
That's at about 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes I'm like, all right, if this is their gimmick, then let
Keep
them
going.
do it.
Yeah.
Because I was going to critique it in the sense that I didn't think the use of that one shot was as effective as it could have been.
Yeah.
Right? They could have split it up into one shot where he breaks in,
Yeah.
then we have cuts, while they getting the kids out, whatever.
Yeah.
And then on the way out as well, that's another one shot.
Yeah.
They don't need to have it as one singular.
A completely full. Yeah.
And then another break, and then when they get back onto the road
Yeah.
and they get away,
Then they can.
that's another one shot.
Okay.
Can you see what I'm saying? But because, like I said, I figured out that this is the gimmick.
It's the thing.
They have to, not have to, just this is what people are tuning in for.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to criticize their use of it because this is their hook. This is their,
Yeah.
wow, this is what they're doing that's different to everyone else. This is why you should watch this movie, because they have something that other movies aren't doing or can't do.
I mean, although in saying that, it feels kind of like a rip-off of John Wick. Because John Wick also has not as long, but they've got decently long single take shots of fight scenes.
Well, yes, but what are you talking about? Are you saying
It's
John Wick didn't invent the
No, I know.
yeah
Yeah.
like there's a lot better uses of
Yeah. Okay.
So for one, have you seen the latest James Bond?
Yes.
No Time to Die.
Yeah.
So towards the end of that movie, there's a very good one shot where he's going up the stairs and fighting.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a very restrained, tasteful use of the one shot, right?
Okay.
It's not overdone. It's a one sequence that's,
Okay.
very well choreographed, very, very well done.
Okay.
We were speaking last week about the spatial
Yeah.
element.
Yeah.
You can see where everyone is. You can see the action take place. It's not just like a bunch of bodies.
Yeah.
Writhing in a mess, right?
Right.
So, in terms of movies, I'd hold that up as it's one of the best ones I've seen.
The kind of yardstick, if you will.
The same director's name is Cary Fukunaga.
Mm-hmm.
He made True Detective.
Oh, right. Okay.
He directed True Detective.
Yeah.
And he also did a one shot where Matthew McConaughey. Okay, so they're doing like there's police that are doing a meth bust.
Yeah.
And he's undercover as part of one of the meth
people.
So he has to kind of escape the situation while there's like a bunch of police coming in and like raiding houses around the area.
Yeah.
And they do it in one shot. That's also phenomenal.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
In Mr. Robot, they did an entire episode in one shot.
Oh,
right?
wow. Okay.
Mr. Robot, for a long time, I had it as my number one show.
Yes.
Up until last year when I watched Better Call Saul.
Yes.
But yeah, Mr. Robot had an episode where they didn't talk.
Oh.
At the beginning of the episode, like, there's two characters that were arguing.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's just not talk.
Oh.
And then
nice.
And then nobody says any dialogue through the entire episode.
That's very cool.
Until the final shot where these two characters come together and one says, we need to talk. It's Mr. Robot, does all these things just to flex, just to be like, listen, we're the best doing it right now. Get fucked. I'm Mr. Robot so much, bro. But yeah, Anyway, we got too distracted from this, right? But those are three examples that I'd say are better than this one shot.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
that's fair.
You know, in the Loki TV show, they also did a one shot scene, but that wasn't too good.
Okay.
That was just like it happens on another planet.
Yeah.
And it's very like colorful, and you can't really tell what's going on. There's too much happening all at once.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I said, you know, the choreography. In the James Bond one, you can see what's happening. If there's just too many things happening at once and you can't follow along, then it's not effective.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, we've got... Well, the thing is, I guess, like I said, this is the movie's gimmick.
Yeah.
So we should be talking about the one shot, and...
Yeah.
Because that's the main thing about this movie, right?
Yeah.
So I don't mind, you know, just comparing and contrasting with the things I feel are better...
Yeah, that's fair.
Implementations of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else to say about the one shot?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay, well, I just want to say it's cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's fucking cool.
It's so cool.
Even as I was thinking about, well, I don't think the one shot is being used effectively. You know what I said about around the 10-minute mark, that's when I changed my mind.
Yeah.
But as it was going on, I kept thinking, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is fucking cool. Even though it wasn't working precisely as I would have liked, I just kept thinking, this is cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, yes. Next thing.
Yeah. So then they kind of make their escape very messily from the prison, and I mean, there's a lot going on there.
They kill the dad.
Yeah.
He puts like a fucking, I don't know what in his head.
He puts...
it was like a hammer or something, and he hit him.
Yeah.
Very violent, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's quite gruesome and violent, but it is what it is. I mean, this guy kind of kills for a living.
Extraction.
Yeah.
He extracts for a living. Killing is just a
side hustle.
No, not a side hustle. It's a side effect of the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is technically... Okay, never mind. Yeah, so anyway, they... there's a lot of... There's like this big chase, and they've got these armored cars, and obviously, you know, they are trying to get out of there while the uncle's men chase them, right? And there's this kind of big explosion, and the cars are, I guess, written off, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah, and so they kind of make a break for it, and they get on a train. And this train scene, I also really enjoyed.
Yeah, it's part of the 1 hour rule. Again, I googled. It was 21 minutes. The whole.
Right. Okay.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed the train bit as well. Like especially that the end to the train bit, where it's kind of like a point of view of I think it's the kid, and Chris Hemsworth. Well.
Jake Extraction.
Yeah, Jake Extraction, like buckles them in, and then the train crashes,
yes,
and he ragdolls.
He goes flying, and
Yeah, that's I really found that pretty cool.
And again, a long shot. There's a lot of choreography that needs to take place because they obviously don't shoot it all in one shot. They just have clever editing tricks that makes it seem like one shot.
Yeah,
but the one his head was gonna. You know, his head was out of the door of the train. He was going to hit the entrance.
Oh, yeah, and then he, like, sits up.
Yeah. Right, I love the train sequence as well. Very cool.
Yeah, it's very well done.
Well, it's still part of the one in that we're talking about. So, yeah. Yeah.
And then they make it out, and they get on a plane, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they get on a plane and they fly to Austria. And while they're on the plane, the
kid takes the phone.
Yeah, the kid, Sandro, he phones his uncle, and he's like, "Listen, this is what's happening. We are going to Austria. We're gonna, I guess try to escape." And the uncle's like, "Sweet, meet you there."
Right. Then this is what gets us to the heart of this movie.
Okay.
SSS.
SSS.
Saving Sandro's soul.
Saving Sandro's soul. Okay.
Because that's what this movie is about, right?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It's a battle between his two uncles.
Yes. Oh.
Yes.
It is his two uncles, yes.
Yeah, bro. Did you not know that?
In my mind, it was uncle versus Rake. Like,
yeah, but
yeah.
Rake is also his uncle.
Yes, it makes sense now.
Yes. So the two uncles are battling over, how this boy's life is going to play out, essentially.
Yes.
Right? Will he follow the path of Nagazi?
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, are they trying to allude to Nazi?
Maybe. Well,
if they take the G and the A out, it's Nazi.
Yes. Or if they just take the G out, it's not.
Yes. Yeah, I was thinking too small. We'll take out too late. You saw the big picture. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, yeah. But so I don't know, was there some sort of allusion to them, but racial purity never came up as a topic in the movie, so I think that's just me,
shortening words
the word
don't
Nazi
need
to Nazi, yeah. But yeah. So yeah. Carry on.
This is as you said, this is the fight for Sandro's
future. They arrive there, they shoot the daughter. Well, the daughter got shot before they left on the train. Right?
Yeah.
And she has to get medical treatment from somebody there in Austria.
Yeah.
A doctor. I don't think we ever saw the doctor.
No, we do.
Oh.
We see him very briefly as Nick walks into the room.
Nick?
The sister.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know the brother and sister's names, bro. I just call them the brother and sister. But yeah.
So as she walks into the room, she says, thanks, Doc, or something. And there's a guy leaving at the same time. Yeah.
And there's another great action sequence.
Yeah.
Where a helicopter comes to shoot Extraction. And he jumps and a lot happens.
Yeah, there's a lot in that scene.
Yes, eventually culminating with the fight on the roof.
Yes.
Where
they do stuff and things and stuff.
No, and they break the glass.
Yeah.
He was holding on with one hand.
Yeah.
And he went to catch the sister.
Nick.
Yeah. I didn't like the scene that much.
Yeah.
I thought it was the action was good, but it kind of felt unnecessary.
Yeah.
I guess they, stealing Sandro.
Yeah.
They wanted that to be a big deal.
Yeah.
So but I think they kind of wasted this action sequence. They could have, made the end action sequence bigger.
Yeah.
And just had this as a low key kind of thing. Sandro just walks out. Or something,
while they're not paying attention to him, he just leaves.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Because, I don't...
I don't really know how that'll work, but yeah.
Alright. Another thing I was going to say is the acting in this movie is all over the place, right?
Okay.
In the motion of the action scenes, I think Jake Extraction is quite effective.
Yeah.
But in the conversation scenes, for example, he's having a heavy chat with Olga Kurylenko in the cabin later on in the movie.
Yeah.
Right. We've been going scene by scene, but I'm just skipping it a little bit. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
He has his line delivery is awful.
Okay.
It's a very emotional scene. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Right. I don't like that at all.
Okay.
But a few seconds later in that scene, the bad guy phones him and says, "Come to the barn to negotiate." And he replies, "I'm not coming to negotiate." Right? So those I don't know, badass lines worked a lot more for me than when he had to do emotional stuff.
Yeah.
The emotional stuff was a weak point for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Although I would say that's kind of a symptom of doing the superhero movies that came before it. So Thor and Avengers and that kind of stuff, where he doesn't really have that much to do in terms of emotional.
Sure. I agree with that. But I do think he's better doing comedy.
Yeah,
When
definitely.
like they make use of his comedic talents. He has good like comedic timing.
Yeah.
So that's why if he just went into like I don't know, like a Adam Sandler's crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like all the people in what's that one?
Grown-ups.
Grown-ups.
Yeah.
Yes. How did you know? Because it's all of them, right?
Yeah, it is.
Kevin James, David Spade, Chris Rock. There's more.
Yeah, there's so many more.
Yeah. Those are just the ones off the top of my head,
It's
right?
like most of the Grown-ups cast.
Join like a comedy crew.
Yeah.
And like, in the same way that Adam Sandler has his gang.
Yeah. Be
Judd
part of-
Apatow has his gang.
Yeah.
Well, they used to have like Seth Rogen, James Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get you, yeah.
Like, just hook up with the comedy crew, do a few comedy movies.
Yeah.
Like I think because he's so buff,
Yeah.
he's kind of getting typecast into these like action. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying that. Maybe he's searching these out, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I just said that. But I just think he could be doing way better things in comedy movies.
Yeah.
As opposed to...
I get you. Yeah.
Right.
True.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So the kid, Sandro, I
Yeah.
found him very annoying.
Okay.
He's acting.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm being a little bit unfair. It's like 50% his character, 50% the acting.
Okay.
His character was very annoying.
Yeah.
Because he's such a baby.
Yeah.
My God. But anyway, the only two people I thought were great was Idris Elba
Okay.
in a short cameo in the beginning and end,
Yeah.
and Olga Kurylenko.
Okay.
So she was doing some incredible face acting while Jakestraction was delivering like very stilted dialogue. Right? She, like when you see one tear just come
Yeah.
down. But like Jakestraction also had one tear come down.
Yes.
But it was, I don't know, worse. I don't know how to describe it.
There was just something off about it.
Yeah. Olga Kurylenko, watch her one teardrop versus his one teardrop, and it's just so like night and day.
Yeah.
I really, when I saw that, I was like, what? There's a very stark difference here between,
The two of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, the villain also really didn't like.
Okay. That's reasonable.
Yeah,
You're
well,
usually not meant to like the villain.
No, man. It's just, there's a lot of poor line delivery and just like underacting from this guy.
Yeah.
Like, he seems to be like performatively angry.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see
Like,
what you're saying, yeah.
if he finds out news,
Yeah.
he reacts calmly.
Yes.
And then sometimes with no provocation, he'll just go mad.
Yeah.
So it's like he's very, I don't know, up and down.
Yeah.
I don't like that character.
That's fair.
He also just seems to make decisions based on whatever immediate thing he is feeling, right?
Yeah.
Jakestraction's team is highly resourced and well trained.
Yeah.
I think it would be more interesting if they came up against a guy who was a tactical genius,
Okay.
right? As the uncle points out, this idiot is just getting his own people killed. Sorry, the villain's uncle.
Yes.
Uncle of the uncle.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, we're doing Uncleception here.
There's too many uncles in this damn movie.
Yeah, right. Where am I? Fuck. So the uncle points out that this idiot is getting his own people killed left and right for his personal vendetta, right?
Yeah.
If I were high up in the gang, I wouldn't put up with this, right? I'd get together with other high ups and potentially assassinate this guy,
Fair enough.
right? He's wasting gang resources for his personal use. I'm just saying, bro, is this the guy we want leading us? If I'm a member of this gang.
He's a corrupt politician
What?
in gang leader form.
Yeah, but the gang actually has some recourse for that poor decision making.
Yeah. Fair.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to say the death of the brother on Jakestraction's team
Yes.
is never fully addressed. Like, he died and nobody even mentions it for the rest of the movie. Not even his sister.
I mean, there's a little bit where his sister is like lying next to his corpse on a bed. and she's, I don't know, I guess she's like washing him or something. But there's just like a little moment that they have, and that's really about it, pretty much.
Yeah, but I really thought that guy was shafted.
Yeah, he got the short end of the stick.
Well, both the brothers died.
Yeah.
The brother of this guy.
Yes.
The brother on the team and the brother of the villain.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there must be like a metaphor here for like
fighting uncles, dying brothers.
Yeah. It's
I don't know what.
It's something.
Yeah, there's something going on here. This is the thing. These ideas are too big for me. I can only see the edges. I can't see what the whole thing is.
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out and then do it in cleanup next week.
And at the end of the movie, he tries to go for a hammer.
Oh, I love that.
I don't laugh. I rolled my eyes. But this is a good example of not a cameo, but like a reference.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
If in say 30 years,
yes,
somebody's watching this and they have no context for Thor.
Yes.
They'll just think, oh, Twostraction was trying to get a hammer.
Yes.
But if you do have the context for Thor, it's like, oh, he's doing the thing, right? So that's why I'm saying this works in the short term and the long term.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like that rubbish Spider-Man movie.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to go into it again, but yes.
Yeah.
Do you have any other thoughts? Because I'm done.
Just the CGI was also very hit and miss, in my opinion. Like, especially when the helicopter was gunning the building, in Austria.
Yes.
It was like, I don't know, I could just tell that it was like, there was something off about it, and I didn't like that. But other than that, it was pretty good. Yeah. Oh, also, the product placement. I don't know if you saw it, like, with the cars.
Oh.
They only drive VW and Mercedes.
I'm sorry, I didn't notice any of this. I just saw them get into cars. Alright, so yeah, apparently there's a lot of product placement.
It's just German car product placement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear one of the people, who arranged for the product placement to listen to this pod and to be like, oh, we paid all this money and he didn't know what the fuck was going on. It just went over his head. Yeah. Alright, so you done?
Yeah.
Final score?
7 or an 8 out of 10.
I'm giving a 7.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Fun, but with problems.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
So, recommendations.
Oh. I think we spoke about it last week. Black Mirror Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did. And I enjoyed it.
Alright.
Sorry to all of those that didn't, but I did.
Alright, we're not having a fight. There's no great war between the pro Bandersnatch and the anti Bandersnatch people.
I'm just saying, I enjoyed it. But yeah, that's really about it.
Alright, what did your path take you? Did you play around?
No, I just did it once. Oh. But I will be playing around with it in the future.
Because like certain places you die.
Yeah.
And like you start over.
Yeah.
But not start over from the beginning, like you just go back like.
Oh, there was actually one that was like I chose the path, I died, or like I messed up or something, and then it went back to that same decision so that I could choose the other option. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. What's the you of your... Yeah, that's literally it. I don't really get time to watch a bunch of stuff.
You're on holiday.
So? I have games to play. And gyms to go to.
He's gaming, folks.
Yes.
So gross.
Do occasionally.
I don't know why you mentioned that. All our listeners' skins just crawled because
All of them.
I'm the only listener. So, so yes, all the listeners' skins just crawled. Right. Anyway, so let's go through this quickly.
All right.
Detroit.
Okay.
It's the last movie in Catherine Bigelow's filmography.
Ah, okay.
Very heavy, very, I don't know.
Nice or not nice?
Not nice.
Oh.
It's about race relations in Chicago.
Oh.
I mean, sorry, not Chicago.
Detroit.
Yes. Like, the police raided this hotel
Okay.
and kept these guys, like, I don't know what to say, under hostage.
Kind of.
They took them to different rooms and they killed one of them by mistake.
Oh.
They were supposed to be intimidation,
Yeah.
right? But the one guy didn't realize it was fake and just shot the guy.
Jeez.
So
Louise.
that's what I'm saying. It's very heavy, and so again, this is in relation to the blank check.
Yes.
I listened to that episode, and they had on a guest who was saying that that's not how it actually happened, and there's like a lot of like things that undercut the message of the movie.
Right.
Which I suggest you go listen to that episode for fuller breakdown. Just
in
short, I didn't enjoy this movie.
Okay, that's fair.
It was it's not the worst of her career.
Yeah.
Because there's been some clangers. That's fucking submarine one. Jesus Christ. There's that one, the one where she's a cop. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is a cop.
All right. Yeah.
But yes.
Okay.
It's very unfortunate her filmography ended like this.
Yeah.
She hasn't made a movie since 2017.
Oh.
I'd like to see her do another one, but get like, I don't know, an action movie again, like Point Break.
Oh yeah.
Like, well, obviously whatever she wants to do. You know what I've been saying, that the artist shouldn't take the audience into consideration.
Yeah.
She should do whatever she wants to do, and I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But anyway, and I watched The Birth of a Nation.
Okay.
From 1915.
Oh, that's old.
Yeah, it's this movie was responsible for the
Birth of a Nation.
No, the resurgence of the KKK.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, damn.
Yes, it's a very pivotal movie in American culture.
Okay.
So, movies started in the early, like 10 years prior to this.
Okay. Yeah.
And they didn't have, what's the word? Like
stuff.
The techniques that were used in this movie were used like sparingly throughout.
All right. Okay.
In other places.
Okay.
This movie put it all together. So it was very groundbreaking for the time.
Yeah.
But it's an unbelievably racist movie.
Oh. Okay.
Again, that's why I said it got the KKK back.
Yeah. Because
back
it's
together.
super racist.
Yeah. But like, this is the thing. It's racist to the point of like comedy.
Oh. Okay.
Like, if I were making a parody of like what a right winger thought, it wouldn't be as hectic as this movie, bro. It's like some of these things. It's so like they let black people into parliament.
Right.
So they come in and there's this one guy. He takes off his shoes and he
he
puts it on the table. And,
oh no!
And he starts like moving his foot around and like they're looking at him like disgusted and like it's genuinely so funny, bro. But it's like 3 hours long.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Joint security area.
Okay.
That's the next in the Park Chan-wook filmography.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's kind of a mystery, right?
Okay.
So the first time I watched it, I was kind of focused on trying to unravel the mystery.
Right.
But now that I watched it a second time, I already knew how it's going to end.
Yes.
So I could pay more attention to like the cinematography, the
little details.
The little details, and I appreciated it much more.
Yeah.
My rating didn't change. I gave it a 9 then, and I gave it a 9 now.
Okay.
So yeah, excellent movie.
Okay.
I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but The Righteous Gemstones returned.
I don't recall you mentioning it.
It's a Danny McBride TV show.
Okay.
So do you know who Danny McBride is?
No.
Fuck. I don't know. He's in like he's in a lot of stuff with James Franco.
Oh. Okay.
Let me just Google a picture.
Okay.
Don't know who this guy is.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how I could describe where he's from.
He's just from everything.
Yeah. But anyway, he had a great show called Eastbound and Down.
Okay.
Which generally so funny, right? He's a baseball player. He's like a washed up baseball player.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it more than that, but he's just one of the funniest fucking people. Anyway, then he makes a show called Vice Principals, which only ran for 2 seasons, and then now he's been making a show called The Righteous Gemstones. Okay. All of them have been on HBO.
Right.
So he was like contracted to make 3 movies, and not 3 movies, 3 TV shows, and this is the 3rd one now.
Oh, right. Okay.
Righteous Gemstones is in its 3rd season.
Okay.
And it started last week.
Okay.
So, and I watched the first couple of. They released the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
So yeah.
And how's that going so far?
Really good.
Oh, nice.
Excellent show, bro. Once again, I love both Eastbound and Down and Vice Principals.
Okay.
Righteous Gemstones I like a lot as well, but not as much as the other 2.
Okay.
My
fair enough.
Like, my rating is the same way they came out. Number 1, Eastbound and Down. Number 2, Vice Principals. Number 3, Righteous Gemstones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's kind of slowly going downhill.
No, but they're all 3 still pretty good.
Okay.
It's just I prefer Eastbound and Down to this.
That's fair.
Right. Then I watched Beetlejuice.
Oh.
Which is the next after Bigelow, the next blank check series, which is for Tim Burton.
Right. Okay. Oh.
His first movie is actually Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Okay.
Which I haven't seen. I can't find it. Online. But his next movie was Beetlejuice, which I watched as a child, and I never liked it. This Beetlejuice is a sex criminal, bro. He's just a bad guy. Yeah. He's always trying to like touch women inappropriately. Yeah. Like, I don't like this Beetlejuice guy, you know.
Yeah.
Gives me bad vibes.
That's fair.
I said it 3 times.
So, just to be clear, do you not like Beetlejuice?
No, I don't like Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, cool.
No, we said it 5 times. You said it once, I said it 4 times.
Yeah.
But anyway. So, thank you for listening. Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, give a like, etc. Importantly, it needs to be a 5-star review.
Has to be.
But once again, we have no listeners, so it's only me. I need to give it a 5-star review. Please subscribe on Patreon to listen to our movie commentaries. You can find all our links at PAICIP.com. That's PAICIP.com.
Yeah.
Please tell a friend. Tell that friend to tell a friend. Tell a family member.
Tell 2 family members.
Tell your whole family. Just send out a mass text. Or like some people, they have a family group chat. Just drop the link in there. What happens, you know.
If you don't have a family group chat, make a family group chat. Yeah.
Anyway. So, bye.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Cheerio.